this would happen, I refused. I was like, dude, I'm not wearing fucking makeup.
Yeah.
And I remember I called my dad, who lives in Missouri. He was like, Dad, they wouldn't make me wear makeup. And I thought my dad would be like, oh, fuck no. And he's like, why don't you? You look shiny. I'm like, really?
Are you serious?
You're cool with it, Dad? All right, if Dad's cool with it, I'm cool with it.
On this week's episode, we're celebrating the American Dream's 6th anniversary. Join us as we hear the founding members of the American Dream tell a story years in the making. Let's start the show.
We do it in the spirit of going against the grain in the negative media, giving inspiring information, and having people walk away from our show with something of value.
You're seeing a disruption in both the real estate and the mortgage space.
A lot of people are just not willing to put in the work.
What video does is that it demands an emotional response.
You know what I love about this show? It's totally unscripted.
Our show is both national and local, and I'm proud of the fact that we're here to share stories that both inform and inspire our viewers for the better. Our first segment is brought to you by a professional in your city. Let's hear from them now.
Hi, I'm AJ Allen, and today on American Dream, we're going to be in Eagle, Idaho at the Banbury Golf Course. We're going to show you the do's and don'ts of getting a home inspection and why it's important to have a home inspection before you list or before you buy a home. And then later, we're going to go check out the golf course and hit a few balls. So today we're meeting with Frank with Idaho Snowbirds.
Thanks, AJ. It's good to see you, even though you're a Marine.
I know, the Navy guys.
So two veterans here. AJ's a realtor. I'm a home inspector with Idaho Snowbirds. And a lot of times we actually talk about the importance of a home inspection because a lot of buyers and sellers actually really don't understand what a home inspector does. Home inspectors are about the functionality of the home at the time we're inspecting and actually the family safety. It's about looking for things that would hurt a family if they moved into that house.
It's important that a buyer think about a home inspection because it's like you're not going to buy a car without driving it first. So when you go to buy a home, you want to have someone like Frank come in, do his professional opinion about what he finds with the home. That way you know what you're getting when you purchase it.
A lot of times they have the warranty, but the warranty doesn't cover everything that I find in home inspection. So Is it critical to do a home inspection? Yes. Does it, down the road save time and money? Absolutely.
All right, so now we're going to go take a look at the home and have Frank point out some of the areas that he would find of concern that he would point out to the client when they came to look at the home.
All right, AJ, we're in front of the house.
Okay.
This is where I meet all my clients to talk about a little bit of what I've found. An important thing from an inspector standpoint is actually just stepping back and looking how level is the property. When I look up, I'm watching to see where I think all the water and the snow in the valley is going to actually shed from the home.
Okay.
And we'll actually talk about this because there's a few spots on this home where we know the water is not going where it should be.
Sure.
So follow me.
Okay.
I think this is the most common problem I find with most of the homes, especially new construction, for builders that don't like to put gutters on horizontal eaves, or they like to put chains to actually shed the water from the roof. And if you just simply look, the water's shedding down and actually cracking the slab of cement, simply because of where the water's going. So the heart of the home is your mechanicals, and that includes the water heaters and the furnaces and the AC units. And as you can see, this home's got a lot of mechanicals. So I actually spend a lot of time looking through this part of the house to actually understand how well it's doing. So when I go inside, is the AC working? When I check the heater, and this could be in the winter, summer, no matter what, I want to move the mechanicals to understand if the home is being heated and cooled properly. So,
okay.
All right, so let's go up and walk around the house a little bit because that's really important. Now, as we're going around, I'm looking at the foundation, I'm looking at the roof, I'm looking at the sides here. Again, how the water's coming down and moving away from the home, because the home is pretty flat here, and the last thing you want is the water moving to the foundation. You want water moving away from the foundation.
Sure.
We have a big covered area in this home. I want to make sure that this structure is sound. Be careful behind you. that marina. I don't want the marina in the water because only Navy guys know what, you know, water's all about.
You guys need a boat to get places. We swim.
When I'm on the roof, I'm looking at all the different things that actually make the roof up. Is there 2 layers of composition shingles? Are those ridge vents up there or the box vents doing a good job?
All right, so we've finished up with the home inspection with Idaho Snowbirds and Frank.
Navy does all the work again.
The Marine Corps stood back and watched. Now we're gonna have a good time and go hit some balls. Go Marines against the Navy.
At Banbury Golf Course.
Banbury Golf Course.
Go Navy.
What makes Eagle and Idaho my American dream is that I can play golf, but then I can be up in the mountains and I can be fishing, camping, whatever kind of mountain sports in an hour. Garden Valley, literally from this spot to Garden Valley, Idaho, is 55 minutes.
Idaho's got a lot to give.
It does. It's our secret's out, unfortunately, you know.
Lots of people moving here for our secret, that's for sure.
That's right.
Hi folks, my name is Ron Minegar. I'm a real estate associate broker in Boise, Idaho. Today I'm going to introduce you to Eagle, Idaho, a small suburb of Boise. Eagle is home to many recreational opportunities. Hiking, biking, fishing, golfing, mountain biking, you name it, you can do it right here in the city of Eagle. It's also home to some of the most extraordinary real estate available in the state of Idaho. In addition, we're going to meet a good friend of mine, Bill Schultz, who's lived in Eagle his entire life. Are you ready? Let's go. Join me as we step inside the Wild West Cantina, one of my favorite spots in Eagle, where we're going to meet my friend Bill Schultz. Hey Bill.
Ron.
How are you?
Awesome. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Want to step inside and get something ordered?
Let's do it. Absolutely.
Come on in. Hi, Marissa. Good. How are you doing? I'd like to introduce my friend Bill Schultz.
Hey, how are you?
This is Marissa.
Good to see you.
I love this place, so I thought I'd bring Bill by, and we're going to sit and visit for a little bit. Can we get a couple of mochas?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Bill, tell me something that's unique about living in Eagle, Idaho.
Just got a great balance of kind of like an old school Americana feel to it, yet high technology. We got a world headquarters for T-sheets right down the road. Golf course a mile down the road that's consistently in the top of the state.
Is there something different that people should expect when they come to Eagle as a buyer of real estate?
We've traditionally had just bigger lots, horse properties, just much more lower density than what you find in downtown when they develop downtown. But
right.
And accordingly, when new developments came online, they required that. They wanted to maintain that feel, and I think the city did a good job. You know.
Yeah. Well, Bill, thank you for your time. I know you love Eagle. You've lived here all your life, right?
I have. Yep. Eagle Elementary graduate.
So once you're here, you kind of want to stay.
That's the truth.
Yeah. Well, that's what Eagle's all about. Thank you again. Really appreciate
Pleasure.
you.
I'm proud of my town. Thanks, Ron.
Thank you. Now we've moved over to the home in Eagle. It's representative of what we talked about, larger lot, larger space. So it's 3,800 square feet on 1.7 acres. It's got a couple of garages, a lot of extra space outside. Come on inside with me and let's check it out. As we walk in from the wraparound covered front porch, we step into the formal living areas, which are adequate but not oversized, well suited for today's lifestyle. We've got dark maple floors in here, and this all leads into the great room kitchen area. So follow me and we'll check it out. So this is kind of the focal point of the home. The kitchen and the great room all blend together. Of course, the kitchen has got all the appointments you would expect, from granite to hardwoods and stainless steel appliances. The stone fireplace is a feature point as well. But I think the thing that's most appealing about this home is its inside-outside feel. As you sit here in the great room, you feel as though the outside is inviting you out. It's very, very attractive. So we're gonna go over here to what I think is, I keep saying cool because there's just a lot of nifty things about this place. One is this seasonal room that we'll call a sunroom. You can see that it's got wraparound windows, and this room is separately heated and cooled. So as we come into the kitchen, you can see that it's feature filled. For example, the granite countertops and the sit-up bar, the stainless steel appliances, huge window over the sink with a view to the yard. This place is awesome. It's like Eagle. As you enter the master, you can see it's a double door entry, and it's got a very bright master suite bath area with double sinks, corner tub, walk-in closet. You can see how bright and cheery it is in here. It's an awesome setup. Well, now we've moved out onto the patio, and you can see that it's beautiful out here. It's got a great view. Look at the size of this patio. It's amazing. As we wrap up today in Eagle, let me tell you what we've seen here in this home. It's a 3,800 square foot home, priced in the mid 800 range. It's on 1.7 acres, 4 bedroom, 3 bath. It's a dandy, and it epitomizes what Eagle is all about. This is a beautiful place. Tune in next time to The American Dream. This is Ron Minegar. Thank you.
The American Dream is about bringing you inspirational real estate, lifestyle, and success stories. This week, we explore the history and vision that brought us this far. But first, we have one more story from your neighborhood. Let's check it out.
Hi, welcome to a beautiful summer sunny day here in Boise, Idaho. My name is Alex MacDonald. This is my wife, Becky MacDonald. We work as real estate agents here in the Boise, Idaho area. Today on The American Dream, we're gonna visit the historic Boise train depot, and then we're gonna go visit our friends at the Still ice cream shop.
Today we're at the train depot, and this was actually a functioning train depot during Alex and I's childhood. We both grew up here in the Boise area, and this train depot was built in 1925 because it has an unobstructed view of downtown Boise. And now the Boise train depot is no longer a functioning train station. It is owned by the Boise Parks and Recs Department.
The train depot sits on top of the Boise Bench, which has a fabulous view of our wonderful downtown Boise. The city of Boise has so many different parks throughout the whole valley. We as a family love to go visit is Quinn's Pond, which is where you can go paddleboarding and swimming and tubing and just enjoy a wonderful weekend out. Also, what we love is you can see across the foothills, there's tons of biking and hiking. Then in the winter, right above the city of Boise is our ski area called Bogus Basin. It's just a short drive from downtown Boise to enjoy a weekend skiing and tubing up at Bogus.
And now we're gonna take you guys to one of our favorite places to enjoy ice cream in downtown Boise.
Let's go, it's hot. Here we're coming up on the Still. It's one of our favorite businesses downtown, and it really embodies the heart of what Boise is. It's a business that is full of compassion, it gives back to the community, and it's just really just a friendly place to be. So we're gonna go on inside and meet the owner, and hopefully he'll give us a little taste. This is our good friend Casey. He's the owner here of the Still.
Hey guys,
good to see you. Yeah, hopefully you can.
Hey, good to see you today.
Tell us a little bit about the Still and maybe try a little bit of ice cream.
Yeah, you bet. Let me throw a flight tray together and we'll get after it.
All right, great. Thanks.
Cool.
Thank you for having us, Casey.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was hoping you could tell us a little bit about the Still.
Of course. So the Still is an acronym for the sweetest things in life. So one L in the Still, and our mission here is all about connecting people to the sweetest things in their lives, whether that's memories, friends, family, favorite events or activities, and the way that we do that is through a shared joy of delicious ice cream and beer, wine, and espresso pairings as well. So this is kind of what we do here. One of our flagship signature items is our flight trays. So in this instance here, we've got 2 beers and 2 wines paired up with some of our custom creations of American gelato or ice cream. As we call it here. So,
can you tell us a little about these flavors?
Absolutely. So right here, we'll start on my left, and we've got one of the unique things we do here is we do booze infused options. We also do dairy free options. So we have both of those on the board here. This one on my left here is our, we call it Purple Rain. So all of the flavors have names that are various sweetest things in life. So this one's Purple Rain. It's a raspberry Cabernet sorbet. Next we've got Wimbledon, which is our strawberry shortcake. Then we have one of our dairy-free vegan options, which is a cafe mocha and shaved chocolate. That one's with a coconut base. And then on the my far right here, one of our most popular flavors is called After School Special, and it's a peanut butter and no-bake cookies.
Oh my gosh, amazing.
So good.
Some of our most popular flavors on the booze-infused side, our honey bourbon is really popular. That's your favorite, yeah. The honey bourbon. It's called Ed and Carl Take Reno. There's a whole story with that one, and that's probably our most popular and my personal favorite on the booze infused side. I'm a coffee person through and through, so the espresso caramel is can't be beat in my opinion.
Yeah.
Great. We have some.
Absolutely. Let's dig in. We've got the pairings here, so the pairings kind of go straight across. We've got 2 wines, 2 beers. A little darker beer over there with the peanut butter and no-bake cookies. We've got a vanilla cream ale over on this side with the raspberry cab sorbet, red wine and white wine. So,
cheers.
Yeah, dig in. Cheers. Snag this one.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys for coming in and enjoying this place. One more of that one.
Thanks so much for joining us on this episode of American Dream. It was so great to have you with us and be able to show you 2 of our favorite locations downtown Boise, the historical train depot, and our good friends here at the Still. So we'll see you next time, and we'll be viewing some great Eagle waterfront property.
The American Dream Show is a vision that began 6 years ago as a need to create positive media in a landscape that relies on negativity to grab attention. It exists to educate, entertain, and to share inspiring stories from around the country of businesses and entrepreneurs doing their best to lead meaningful lives and carve out a lasting legacy for the better. I'm your host, Jenn Morris, and I welcome you to join us as we hear the founding members of the American Dream tell a story years in the making.
Let's get the shit 2 times.
Right. Craig.
Seth.
Bro.
Seth. 2.
Is that what we do now?
You just gotta get better.
This is what we do now?
Craig Sewing, creator of the American Dream. Look, when we set out to start this mission, it was about combating negative media. What ultimately happened is it became an entrepreneurial journey where we started to create some of our own dreams. And me specifically, took this thing all across the country. The American Dream is not a destination, it's a journey. And in this entrepreneurial spirit, in our second city of Denver, I met what ultimately would become my version of the American Dream, meeting who's going to be my wife today, Brandy Sowers.
What has happened for me in my own experience of the name of the company and the name of the show is that American Dream has become something that means something on its own.
Yeah.
Like there's the American Dream, and then there's the American Dream the show, and the American Dream the show, to me, almost has felt more inclusive than what my traditional concept of what American Dream is.
Yeah, what the show has evolved to is sharing the real stories from real people in real communities all across the country in a time when the media is so divisive and negative. We are inspiring and uplifting, and it's through sharing those real stories.
There's 400 people now that take part in the American Dream. There's millions of people that see it every single Sunday. What's crazy is the story of the American Dream is actually your story.
It started with a radio show. The show's growing, and we're really proud of that. It's your show, not ours. But what you might not know is behind it all is me as an entrepreneur.
You know, a lot of us are waiting for that big aha moment that changes our life. But now that I'm inside of the company, I see it's a lot of little aha moments.
One of the most pivotal moments came from a very scary failure and it came from the network. So we came in and we had this show, and we built this show without their support. We, in our own bubble, were doing well. And I thought they were gonna offer us a daily show. So I'm going in there, I'm thinking, all right, prime time, this thing's gonna blow up. You know, you're always waiting for like that moment of like, you made it, now boom. So we go up, I have this meeting, and they're like, next week we're unplugging the show. Well, we're not unplugging your show, we're unplugging the entire network. But we like you. My goal is to educate, empower, and engage. You know, it's like anything in life. You can turn lemons into lemonade. That's Julie Sewing. My mom would always say that. So I said to these big network guys, well, can we still use your studio? There's a great opportunity for us to take those failures and turn them into bigger wins. And I think that's a message that should apply to anybody who's got that entrepreneurial spirit. Don't let fear of failure paralyze you. When you learn that your failures can be your biggest lessons and stepping stones, then you can replace that fear with faith, and then the world is yours.
Most people see obstacles, and he really does see opportunities. That is a unique characteristic to Craig.
Everybody he's come in contact with, they're all great people. And because knowing Craig, like, he makes everybody around him better. And I can see why he's achieved the American dream.
Ooh, wow. Hey.
I think I took one look at you and I go, this is a guy I can drink a beer with. And I think there was a kind of an immediate friendship. I think absolutely, at least on my side, there was a fascination with you because you came into California, which is a very intimidating state, to come in and try to be a big entrepreneur, and you were completely fearless. When you started the American Dream, several things. One, I didn't see the vision, straight up. Number two, I didn't think I had the confidence to get in front of a camera and represent myself. And it wasn't until other people joined the show that I said, no, wait, they can't be on that show without me being on that show. So to me, change has always intimidated me. But to you, that's like a surfer in a wave. Like, you want the change, because what the change does is give you the ability to pull ahead of all the competitors. And it's just a radically different way to think about what makes most people nervous.
The greatest sailor is going to win in the roughest waters.
Exactly.
Right? And so, I don't know, I think if you have enough experiences in your life where you did have a major failure and it still worked out, you start to have a little bit more confidence when those things occur, because the change is happening for everybody. Right? So as long as you're on the leading edge of certain things, you get to dictate what it's going to mean to you. We had talked forever about partnering, and we probably had 100 different ideas, and, napkins and happy hours.
I was going to say a lot of IPAs were drank.
Everything changed. The look of the show, the concept of the show. That next day, it was like, boom, gone.
Shine like a star, 'cause you know that you are. Free mind, every kind. I just came to have a good time. Now everybody.
Why there's emotion, I think, that we've been able to achieve in the last year of the show is because we took the show out into the field. We weren't telling realtors to talk about their communities in a certain way. We weren't editing what they were saying. We weren't giving them scripts. We were going, here's a camera. Tell us what's really happening. I thought, God, I could get involved in this company and not only build a company with my friend, we could do something that we could do well by, but also do good by. Like, we could actually change the media landscape for the positive.
And you called it being radically authentic.
Hi, Summer. Thank you for the invite.
You wanted to shift this thing out of studio. Our piece, but also all the realtors all across the country are doing these 2-box interviews. How are you going to do this? And dude, you did it. Like, you just did it. And I still don't know how we did it. We're here now. And it was because you knew the collective public, right? Like what they're thinking, how they're consuming information. And you change it. And that's where I think the show went from here to there.
I always wonder, like, what is the moment when this company cannot be caught? Right? You know, you watch like 2 cars competing. Usually like the old classic car takes a while to rev up, but then you just can't catch it. Doesn't matter how fast that Porsche goes, it's too far ahead. And that was the moment where I was like, you can't catch up with this company because we just became peer-to-peer.
relationships are your key ingredient with anything in business, whether it's media or anything else. We had built equity in real relationships. A few contacts, a few phone calls. They partnered with us to create the studio, Ignite Media. Now I'm this executive show producer to the CEO of a media company. We're commercial free. We're not a slave to anybody on content. We blaze our own trail. And that's where we built the media company. That's where we really brought the show in. And then everything flourished from there. When I walk around Ignite Media, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, I'm so damn proud, and I'm proud of it. I'm like proud of the life it's become, the thing that it does. I mean, you can walk through there, and there's the social media team. Yeah. There's the account managers. There's the editors. There's the producers. And this whole thing is gelling, and it's growing, and it's like, I could be cut out of this equation now, and this will not stop.
What I love is, you know, I walk into the editing room, and there's 11 of some of the brightest young minds in editing, and a lot of people who are incredibly experienced as well, that are veterans. And I can sit and watch people taking footage from all over the country, all over America, and crafting stories around these young entrepreneurs.
This thing now is its own living, breathing thing. The people that put this together, everybody's fingerprints are all over it. That's what I'm most proud of, and that's what makes me so confident that we're just at the beginning.
Living the American dream, man. That's it. Doing it right now. Work hard, play hard, strive for the best, be part of the best, work with friends, create great relationships, man. That's it. Love it.
For me, the American dream is visualizing something that you want so bad and actually going after it and getting it no matter what it takes.
One of the things that attracts me to the American dream is that it's not just a company, it's a concept. And I think one of the things that American Dream TV is so good at is capturing the diversity of what the American dream means all over America. And that is something I'm so proud to be a part of.
Part of the American dream is dreaming big. On today's episode, we're going to visit Anguilla, a little island off of the South Coast. You know, in all of this mission and all the things we've talked about here today about making the American dream come to life for everybody all across the country and millions of followers and all that stuff, we gotta remind people this is really fun for us too. There's struggles and there's trials and tribulations, but like when Richard Steinberg out of New York City, who sold A-Rod and J-Lo their home, says at the end of this call, he goes, hey, I sell for the Four Seasons in Anguilla, and I want to fly you guys down there, and we're going to stay in the Four Seasons, and it's going to be incredible, and let's do a show down there. And I'm the CEO of the company. I'm leading the phone call, and I'm like, yeah, and we talked through and all this. By the end of it, you remember this call, I go, can I say something really stupid? What is Anguilla?
Let me break it down. It's a material world, but I'll tell you now, I can be your girl.
Yeah, I don't know whose idea it was.
Someone said it offhand, and then it became very serious. A couple cocktails in, we were like, no, we're doing this.
We were getting a private jet. So what do we do in the airport? In the airport where we have missed our flight. I'm not trying to act like I'm a baller. I remember he and I were like, we gotta look cool in front of our girls. I'm like, napkin, like how much will you put in
well, how much will you
I'm like, dude, I'm calling my MasterCard. I'm like, how much room do I got on this thing? And I'll never forget being on this flight. My fiance will be my wife by the time I think this comes out, with you and Jesse, and I remember being on this private jet.
Listening to Cardi B.
And to the right, you had a sunset over Miami. And to the left, you had this full moon. And I don't care what that costs. Like that is a price, I get goosebumps just talking about it. It's a priceless moment of like all the blood, sweat, and tears, and this, we're experiencing this moment right now.
Well, I come from Kansas City, Missouri, and my dad's been in business for 43 years. And for me, the American dream is building off what he's been doing for the last 43 years.
Being someone from a small town in Olympia, Washington, being down here in Southern California trying to make a name for myself, to me, that is an opportunity you wouldn't see in other countries. And I think you can see it here in America. And I think that's the reason that I'm so proud to be American.
First generation Filipino American. My parents came over from the Philippines, and they made a lot of sacrifices for me, even just to be around and do things. So it's always been in my soul and my purpose to make sure that I get to a place that makes them proud.
You may kiss your bride.
People ask all the time, is the American dream dead? And I gotta ask them the question, are you dead? Because the moment we stop dreaming is the moment we are dead. As a country, there's a reason that millions of people went into it, not out of it. Now, whether your goal is to start a business, start a charity, or start a family, like I'm gonna be doing here today, the American dream is subjective. You get to define it, you get to chase it, and it's a never-ending process, and that's what makes it such an amazing thing. And through our show, this is the story that we want to share all across the country of real stories, making real impact on real people's lives.
We found you here, 'cause nothing is better than you and I together. I just wanna stay until the morning sun. Lay here forever, you and I together. I just wanna stay until the morning sun.
When we're talking about the American dream, we are living what the overall story is. I mean, if you boil it all the way down to the core of what this thing is, all of us internally as teammates, I never use employees, I never use that word, as teammates, partners, and all of our own individual stories, personally and professionally, like it's created this tapestry, this fabric where you have a purpose. I feel like we have this purpose and this great story, and it's been cool sharing.
You now have so much personal interest and so much love in the company. I'm officiating your wedding, and I'm your partner in CMO. You know, my best man at my wedding is our director of revenue and retention. So what's so cool is like that's a glue that just can't be unstuck.
A hug?
Yeah.
All right, I gotta go.
We're grateful for everyone that helped grow our show into an outstanding source of knowledge and inspiration, and for the opportunity to share these stories with viewers around the country. We're happy to have shared our journey with you, and we hope that you've enjoyed it too. Thank you for watching.